Today's online Drawing 2 assignment is things that you find in your fridge. We're going to be working with colorful materials, and so I chose things that had red and green and yellow and were dark and light. That way you can use more colors and you can experiment with value within color. I'm going to start by drawing in 3 different colors. I'm going to start by drawing with white, black, and red as my lines around the objects in order to place them. That way I will not have a neon white line that I have to get rid of later on. And I explore different pressures of how hard and how soft I'm drawing that initial line. So starting with the black, I'll begin with my wine bottle. And my wine bottle is the tallest thing in my drawing. And so in order to make sure that it's in the right place, I have to make sure there is at least a division of 3 in my drawing. So I'm placing my division of 3 in my drawing and choosing 1, 2, 3, and then making sure that there is at least 1/3 in front of where the wine bottle begins. And so my wine bottle would begin here, and that way I know that there'll be room for the objects that are in front of it, and there'll be room at the top when I get there. Because it's the largest object, I am placing it, let's see, first. And again, I'm looking at ratios and seeing whether or not I can fit, let's see, 1 of the neck into 1 and 2 of the bottoms. So this is the neck, and this is 1, 2 of the bottoms. I think once I make the neck narrower, and possibly lower and narrow the bottom, this ratio will work. I'm moving on to my red. And now my white. And at this point, I put my horizon line, which shows me that I didn't make this large enough. So I'm going to raise the top here. And now I can correct my curves. Right now I'm going to put in my highlights. That's one of the nicest things about this process is you can add your highlights all at the beginning and all at one time. And because values are relative, the things that you see first, the brightest ones, will all be relative. So I can put the brightest ones all at the same time. And it's all going to be relative to a white surface, and so I'm going to put a little bit of the white surface down. Notice I'm not pushing down very hard. I will have to capture some of the gray for the shadows. And then I'm going to go in with my blacks. There are certain things that, even though I know they're not black, are the darkest things in the entire composition. And other things that are dark include the front, the things that are right underneath. And then I'm going to put some green in, because that's actually the color of this wine bottle. So from here down, it will be green mixed with black. But it appears less green as it gets further down. Now the red of my the bottle label is actually kind of a maroon. So I'm adding a little bit of green to darken it. And if that doesn't darken it enough, I'll add some brown. Add some black. These labels are kind of beige. So for the time being, I'll just indicate white. Since the complement of yellow is purple, I'm going to put some purple in the shadows. And the lime will be a combination of yellow and green, though when you start adding the value on the dark side, it'll be mostly green with red mixed in. So working on the plastic container, I have to squint my eyes and see which parts of it are bright and which parts of it are dim. It looks to me like the brightest part will be here. I'm going to use the dark green pencil in the shadows in the lid. And really, the pencils are good for putting down light layers, while the chunks are good at putting down dark layers or heavy layers. Especially if it's on dark paper, your bright colors will really stand out. So notice here, I use the chunk, but when I squint, I see here is not as bright. You can stop. You don't have to use the smudge stick if you don't want to. It is an option if you want to, but at this point, I'm going to smudge stick part of it and leave part of it the way it is. And it is optional as to whether or not you want to fill in the back if you think it's going to help. You're welcome to fill in the back as well. The one thing that I didn't do is put in the little yellow on the sticker. And then darken it with a little bit of purple as it goes around the edge. And I'll add some more bright red on this edge. Trying to get rid of those lines. But that should get you started. So have fun.